Colorado & Company is highlighting the voices, the stories, and creativity that continue to shape our community. Black history isn't just found in books and museums, it also lives in our kitchens, on our tables, and in the recipes passed down through generations. And today we're exploring the powerful role that food has played in Black history and culture. Joining us is historian and soul food scholar Adrian Miller. Hello, sir.
Good to be with you.
Very excited. By the way, it smells divine up here. So a lot of people might not know what soul food is. They're living under a rock, but you brought some with us today. We'll get to try in a minute. But for those who don't know, how would you define and describe soul food? Yeah,
so soul food is just one of the traditional African-American cuisines, bringing together the ingredients, techniques, and traditions of West Africa, Western Europe, and the Americas. This all comes together in the American South. But soul food is really about this food that Southerners took out of the South and transplanted across the country. Because in the South, they call this food dinner.
They just call it food.
Yeah,
right.
It's just lunch
For
or
us,
dinner.
we're like soul food. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, so it comes from that West Africa. I did not know that.
Yeah, so it's a coming together of just 3 different places in the American South.
Interesting, nice combination. Now, when we talk about Black history, food isn't maybe the first thing people think of, but why is food such an important way, and I think it's brilliant, to understand Black history in America?
So I think food tells a story.
I do too. I'm Jewish, so it's like very part of our culture too.
Right. So then you get a sense of where people were, where they are now, what they brought with them, what they modified, substituted, and then they were exposed to other people. So what did they embrace from other cultures? And so finding out more about the history behind a dish tells you that story, and you get to see, hey, this is how people connect to the United States.
What a way to learn by eating.
Yeah.
Mommy likey. Okay, you often talk about how African food traditions survived slavery and evolved over time. What are some examples of those early food ways moved forward, like from incredibly harsh conditions? Yeah,
so what people don't often know is that enslaved people actually kept their own gardens. And sometimes they brought stuff from West Africa. So okra, black-eyed peas, watermelons from West Africa, hibiscus. So they started gardening, and then they took those foods and actually incorporated it into their diet, even though harsh conditions, often they were starving. The people enslaving them often really controlled how much food they could get. So food access was a huge issue. So all of that's coming together.
So it's a way to bring dignity back to themselves as well, and so in a place where there was no dignity for them. That's amazing.
And a way to assert their humanity.
I was going to say, that's incredible. So fast forward to today, what are some soul food trends, and how do they influence the American food scene? Because it's everywhere.
So you've got the traditional soul food, which we're going to talk about in a moment. And then you've got down-home healthy, so that's cutting back on the salt, the fat.
No, Adrian.
Some people want to do that.
Okay, fair.
But check this out. One of the hottest trends right now in soul food is vegan.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Really?
Which you think is an oxymoron, right?
Yes, but it works.
If you go back to what enslaved people were actually eating during slavery, it's very close to what we call vegan.
Interesting.
They didn't have regular access to meats, sugar,
stuff.
fat, all that stuff.
It was the plant stuff. Oh, wow.
And then there's fusion, like mixing it with Latino and Asian cuisine. So like an example is a soul food egg roll.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So imagine an egg roll filled with mac and cheese.
Totally.
Or,
that sounds
greens.
delicious.
Oh, yeah, it's
that sounds amazing.
Slimy.
So you brought some dishes here with you today. They do, as I said, smell amazing. What'd you bring, and can you just talk about each dish and tell us about the Black history and resilience that surrounds it?
Right, so you'll get a sense of how West Africa, Europe, and the Americas come together just through this.
Okay.
So centerpiece, we got fried chicken.
Yum!
One of the most delicious things on the planet,
Love.
right? That is rooted in Western Europe, but then African Americans embrace it here and become, artisans of this particular dish. Then we've got cornbread. So anything with corn, we thank the Americas, right? The indigenous people here. So that was a bread that they made.
Of course, the maize, the corn,
Exactly, yep. And then we got black-eyed peas, which are from West Africa. And then that was embraced here. Enslaved people brought that over, and then it's typically stewed with some meat in it.
Got it.
And then greens. This is my favorite soul food thing. So in West Africa, there are bitter greens that are eaten. It's a central part of the diet. They couldn't have those tropical greens here, so they embraced the bitter greens of Europe. So collards, kale, mustard, turnip, all of those things. When I cook at home, I'm usually having a mix of mustard and turnip greens with some smoked turkey.
Oh, wow.
Then we've got Germans, chocolate.
The Germans!
Yeah, so this is a soul food thing. So there really isn't dessert in West Africa.
Interesting.
So this is embracing something from Europe. So peach cobbler, pound cake, sweet potato pie, coconut cake, various cakes. And then we've got red drink, which is the official soul food drink.
Really, red drink?
Yeah, so you have to understand in African-American culture, red is a color and a flavor.
So, really?
Oh yeah, Black people, we don't say it's raspberry or it's cherry or it's got a hint of cranberry. It's just red.
It's just red.
Yeah. And this is a nod to West Africa because there are hibiscus-based drinks, which are hospitality drinks, that come across the Atlantic.
Wow.
So, you know, Bissap is the name in French-speaking West Africa, Sobolo. But if you are familiar with Caribbean food, sorrel. And then if you go to a Mexican restaurant and have agua de Jamaica, Jamaica water, that connects all the way back to West Africa.
You could tell a whole history. I mean, this would be something I feel like in class, kids would be able to enjoy and then understand history through it. Also, I just wanted to mention your book here. That's amazing. You can get that here. You are an unbelievable storyteller through food, which is unbelievable. Adrian, thank you so much for being here today. If you'd like to learn more about Black food history, soul food traditions, and Adrian's work, you can visit soulfoodscholar.com. Thank you again, Chef. Thank you.